What's up, everybody? What's up? What's up? What's up? It's been a long time since I went solo on this thing. What's going on, everybody? This is KC from Half of the Dynamic Duo, Next Step in K. I want to say shout out to everybody. Hopefully, everybody had a great week. Hopefully, everybody had a great last week, too, because of the snow. If you're living in the city, please be careful with your cars. Also, be careful as well, like with parking, shoveling, and things of that sort. If you're a little bit older, or if you see an older person struggling with the shovel, please, if be a good Samaritan and try to get out there and try to help that person. Try to shovel snow and everything like that. And shout out to the city of Philadelphia. They're doing a great job of trying to get the snow removed and everything. I think we're getting back into the swing of things, like with the snow. So, but also, I just want to catch everybody up. I didn't get a chance to talk with you guys last week, just due to the fact I believe like Larry was at work. Get that money, Larry. Go get it. And there was just a lot of things to do, like around the house and everything like that. Shout out to the family and everything like that. Shout out to LaShawn, my lovely wife. Shout out to Paige, aka the Extra P. Getting everything done. Shout out to my guys at the run. Hopefully, you guys are doing the thing over there while I'm not there. So let's get started, because there was 2 weeks that we left, and it was some great high school basketball, college basketball as well that was going down. So we're going to start from last week. With high school basketball. Starting on the Wednesday, Wissahickon and Abington played. Abington with the win, 66-56. Abington Friends and DeGeorge School also played on Wednesday too, and Abington Friends with the win, 62-50. Lansdale Catholic and Conwell Egan in the Philadelphia Catholic League. Conwell Egan with the win, 82-69. For Conwell Egan, Moore had 25 points, 8 rebounds, 1 steal. For Lansdale Catholic, Stevens had 23 points, 8 rebounds, 3 assists, and 2 steals. Moving right along in the Catholic League, Archbishop Wood and Devon Prep. Archbishop Wood with the win, 46-41. Bonner and Prendy and West Catholic also played this 2 Wednesdays ago. Bonner and Prendy, 71-56 over West Catholic. For Bonner and Prendy, Francis had 27 points, 4 rebounds, 4 assists, and 1 steal. West Catholic, Johnson had 15 points, 6 rebounds, 3 assists, and 2 steals. And also Archbishop Carroll, St. Joseph's Prep, and St. Joe's Prep with the win. St. Joe's Prep is actually creeping up there in the standings too, in the Philadelphia Catholic League, but we'll get to that a little bit later. For Archbishop Carroll, Williams had 18 points, 3 rebounds, 7 assists, and 1 steal. For St. Joe's Prep, Lesovitz, definitely get used to hearing that name. He's been dropping numbers, 28 points, 12 rebounds, and 1 assist. Locally, Newman Goretti and Roman Catholic, another great matchup. In the Philadelphia Catholic League, Newman Goretti actually lost Roman Catholic with a 12-point deficit, 72-60. For Newman Goretti, Deshaun Yates had 18 points, 4 rebounds, 3 assists, and 5 steals. Robinson for Roman Catholic had 20 points, 1 rebound, and 1 assist. Sammy Jackson, Roman, 11 points, 8 rebounds, 3 assists, and a block. My man RJ Smith, shout out to RJ, GFS. GFS, grown and bred. RJ had 18 points, 4 rebounds, 7 assists, and 2 steals. And also, congratulations to RJ last week for joining the 1,000 point club. And that's a combination of when he was at Imhotep and Roman Catholic. And that's actually great for him. He's been working hard. I believe he has 1 more year, and then he'll be LaSalle bound. So congratulations. Shout out for the love. How about them Clippers? My Olo Condi is rolling over in his grave. Well, actually, you know what, Sean? Shout out for the love too. We gotta get you back on here. Michael Olowokandi, he really didn't want to play basketball quite as yet. I think he was like a prince or something in his native country. And he was just over at Pacific just to get the education. And he was just happened to be tall. The coach was like, hey, look, you're going to play for us. And he happened to be halfway decent, and he just parlayed himself into a number 1 pick. I mean, he really didn't, to be honest with you, I don't even think he cashed any of those checks from Yeah, seriously, just I don't even think he actually cashed any of those like NBA checks. I think he was getting that royalty money, like King of Zamunda. Like his face is on like the currency over there, you know. So, but I think he's like a son. I think he's like a son of a diplomat or something like that. Yeah, but shout out to the Clippers. We're going to definitely go get into that. On last Thursday, West Town in the Hun school, the Hun beat West Town 86-59. Let's see. Also in the Metro Classic tournament, Penn Charter and St. Thomas More. And if you didn't know, that's the same St. Thomas More. And I'm going to bring up a name that everybody, all my basketball heads, know about. Shiz, you probably know about this too. St. Thomas More actually bred an All-American guard. He was actually originally from Brooklyn, New York. He goes by the name of Ed Cota. St. Thomas More alum. St. Thomas More beat Penn Charter 102-49. Shout out to St. Thomas More. The Science Leadership Academy beat Central 69-48. And then that last Friday, Central and Carver High School of Engineering and Science. Shout out to my man Justin. Shout out to my man Dr. Kyle, aka the Baby Bro, alumni of ENS. ENS beat Central 68-29. And also on Friday, of course, you know, PCL matchups, Newman Goretti, Archbishop Carroll played. Archbishop Carroll with the win over Newman, 59-52. And for Newman Goretti, Newsom had 18 points, 11 rebounds, 1 assist, 1 steal, and 3 blocks. So we're going to take a quick break with the recaps real quick, and we're going to get into this trade. So there's been a lot of trades going on in the NBA, and of course, my Clippers were actually victims of it. James Harden's going to the Cavs. Zubac, I believe, is going. Let me just check my notes real fast. One moment. Let's see here. I know he went. Yeah, with the trades, the big trades. I'll go over the big trades real quick. The first trade, which, you know, Baby Bro, aka Dr. Kyle, he's a little happy about, is the Dallas trade from Anthony Davis to go to Washington. So the way that trade worked out was that Dallas gets Chris Middleton, AJ Johnson, Tyus Jones, Marvin Bagley the third. Shout out to Duke. They also get a 2026 first round pick from OKC, a 2030 first round pick from Golden State, and 3 second round picks from the Wizards. That's a whole bunch of potential. Also, you know, there's also potential in trade assets, and in the words as my man Larry would like to say. Now the Washington Wizards, they get Anthony Davis, Dante Exum, D'Angelo Russell, and Jaden Hardy. In another trade that, you know, a lot of people are fortunate about, especially Golden State fans. Golden State sends Jonathan Kuminga to the Hawks. So basically, the way that trade worked out is with Golden State gets Kristaps Porzingis, and Atlanta will get Jonathan Kuminga and Buddy Hield. Shout out to Buddy Hield. We actually did an interview with him. Shout out to Scoopy Radio, Brandon Scoopy Robinson out there helped me get that interview with Buddy. Buddy, great interview. We were just talking about like style. A little bit of Oklahoma basketball, things of that sort. So yeah, definitely a great interview. Good down to earth dude. Fashion, you know, he's a fashion guru too. And of course, we got to jump on my Clippers. James Harden is going to the Cavaliers. There's so many different conspiracy theories on why he's going to the Cavaliers. But the way that trade worked out was that's pretty much like a straight up trade. Cleveland, of course, gets James Harden. The Clippers will get Darius Garland and a future second round pick. Also from the Clippers, the Pacers traded for Clippers center, who was our anchor down low. Great back to the basket guy, great pivot, great low post on either block. Also, he can hit the free throws, and he has the hook shot with either hand. My guy, Ivica Zubac, aka Zbach, Tupac. The Pacers get Ivica Zubac and Kobe Brown, the up and coming guard for the Clips. He was actually he had a couple of 20-point games, as a matter of fact, in the last couple of weeks. Shout out to Kobe Brown. And the Clippers get Isaiah Jackson, Benedict Mathurin, 2026 first round pick, 2028 second round pick, and a 29 first round pick from Indiana. So it's a lot of assets once again that we can probably move around and probably either get like another wing or hopefully we can get like another center. Um, also, the Bulls have also finally parted ways with Kobe White. I kind of like Kobe White with the Bulls. Definitely um, good locker room guy. Got a chance to interview with him too. Shout out to Scoopy Radio. Kobe White back in the day. When Kobe White first came to the Bulls from University of North Carolina. So shout out to that great interview, good dude. So the Bulls and Hornets they trade to get Kobe White. The way that trade works out is Chicago would get Usami Dieng, Colin Sexton, a 2029 second round pick, 2031 second round pick from Denver, and a 2031 second round pick from New York from the Knicks. And the Hornets would get Kobe White and Mike Conley Jr. Shout out to Mike Conley, the vet. Also, another trade that went through that kind of got my attention as well. New York born, Brooklyn bred, Jose Alvarado is going back to New York. If you remember Jose Alvarado, if you don't remember him, he's the guy. He was like the real pesty guy, pesty defender. Gets under you. You know, he was the guy who would like he would wait out of bounds on the baseline and he would just sneak up from the back and like take it from you and stuff like that. Real bush league type stuff. You know, kind of like breaking the unwritten rules of basketball. You know what I'm saying? Like that's the type of stuff. That's the type of stuff that'll get you punched in the mouth. You know, in any pickup game outside, inside, or whatever. But shout out to Jose Alvarado, Georgia Tech. Georgia Tech shout out. You know, from the great guards that came out of Georgia Tech: Mark Price, Travis Best, Stephen Marbury, Kenny Anderson. You know, the list goes on and on and on. Jared Jack, shout out. So the way that happens here is New York Knicks are bringing Jose Alvarado back to the Knicks. To the Knicks, excuse me. And they get Jose Alvarado. The Pelicans get Dalen Terry, 2 second-round picks and some cash consideration. So basically what that means is you got some assets and some cash on top of that. Also, another trade that made headlines too as well. The Memphis Grizzlies are sending Jaren Jackson to the Utah Jazz, which they're probably going to end up buying him out. The Jazz get Jaren Jackson Jr., Jock Lawndale, John Conchar, and Vince Williams Jr. And in the meantime, in between time, the Grizzlies get Kyle Anderson, Walter Clayton Jr., Taylor Hendricks, Georges Niang, shout out to Iowa State, and 3 future first-round picks. A lot of potential assets to be moved. Who knows what's going to happen with that? Let's see. Yeah, so that's pretty much it for the major trades or other trades as well. That I think Jared McClain is going to Charlotte, I believe. I didn't get a chance to actually read that one. But there are more of them. Shout out to NBA.com. Shout out to Clutch Point. Shout out to Bleacher Report and ESPN for providing me with that information to see what's going on with those trades and everything like that. Also, I definitely want to give a strong shout out and strong congratulations to the great small forward Mark Aguirre, who if I'm not mistaken, for the Dallas Mavericks. Great small forward. I mean, this dude was giving out hits and fits. Definitely, let me just give you a list of his work. Pretty much, he was Isaiah's buddy on the West Side Chicago native from the RIP. Went to Westinghouse Prep. He definitely is a legendary. I believe he got his number retired over there as well. 1978 McDonald's All-American. 1978, I believe he was 1978 Mr. Basketball for the state of Illinois. Big time honor. Not a whole lot of players get that honor. 1978 Parade All-American. Also, he was, of course, his legendary status at DePaul. And speaking of DePaul, also let me take a break into action. I also want to give a to the great Rod Strickland. Rod Strickland just recently got his number retired at DePaul. I believe it was this past week, if I'm not mistaken. But shout out to DePaul. Lots of great players that came out of DePaul. Like, you got Mark Aguirre, you got Terry Cummings, You got Quentin Richardson, you got Bobby Simmons, there's a list. There's a list of guys. And most of the guys that I love about that, most of the guys are city guys or they stay local pretty much. Um, back to Mark's list of accomplishments. Definitely legendary at DePaul. 1980 UPI College Player of the Year, 1980 AP College Player of the Year, two-time first-team All-American, Sporting News Player of the Year, 1980 Naismith College Player of the Year, two-time, NCAA All-Time Tournament Team, big time. Number 24 has been retired at DePaul University. Came out to be the number one overall pick in the 1981 draft by the Dallas Mavericks, three-time All-Star, two-time NBA champion, played for the Mavericks, Pistons, and he actually had a quick stop with my Clippers back in 94, and then he got ejected and he just never came back. Career averages, 20 points, five rebounds, and 3 assists. So my question is, where does Mark Aguirre to you? I mean, for all my basketball heads out there, if you came up like in the 70s and 80s, maybe the 90s, where does he rank? Where does he rank for you for all time? Top 20. I'd say top 20. All time, like small forwards. I mean, because you have, to me, my list is, and then you got LeBron, you got Larry Bird, you got James Worthy, you got Dominique, AD, aka Adrian Dantley, you got KD, you got the Doctor, Julius Erving, you got Pip, aka Scottie Pippen, you got Elgin Baylor, aka rest in peace, king of the slow motion. You got Kawhi Leonard, you got John Havlicek, Rick Barry, Carmelo Anthony, Alex English, Paul Pierce, king of the baseline fadeaway, Bernard King. Then you got my man from UCLA, and he played for the Bucks. He was a beast. Marcus Johnson, my guy. Par Risen, for people don't know about him, he pretty much played with the Hawks. Definitely a menace. The Syracuse Nationals will tell you. And also, you know what? I also put Mark Aguirre in there, and there's another small forward that doesn't get a whole lot of claim, but he was just a monster. And most of my guys out here who play ball can agree with me. Jamal Mashburn. I put him in there in my top 20. And he's a winner on the court and off the court in regards to business ventures and business leadership. So, yeah, but definitely congratulations to Mark Aguirre. Definitely congratulations to Rod Strickland for both getting those numbers, retired at DePaul, because they did a lot. They did a lot for that university, that small university in Chicago. So hopefully, there's more to come. Let's see, back here. All right. So back to high school basketball. For this past Monday, Devon Prep and West Catholic, they played. Hopefully you guys are staying warm out there. It was pretty cold. Devon Prep, West Catholic. Let me tell you something about Devon Prep, man. I got a chance to actually watch Devon Prep, and they might be small, like in stature and size, but they make up for it for just hustle and grit. I mean, that starting five out there, like they will get on the floor, they'll get bloody for you and everything, So, and they know how to execute. They make shots, they cut. Hey, I'm not gonna say anything now. If you see them at the Palestra, you heard it here first. But Devon Prep and West Catholic played this past Monday, and they beat West Catholic. For Devon Prep, Kraft had 11 points, 4 rebounds, 3 steals, and 3 assists, if I can read that. West Catholic, Rozier, had 14 points, 8 rebounds, 3 assists, and 2 steals. Also, that same Monday, Roman Catholic and Bonner and Prendy, shout out to Drexel Hill. Roman Catholic lost to Bonner and Prendy 71-59. Roman Catholic's Sammy Jackson had 17 points, 2 rebounds, 4 assists, 2 steals in the block. RJ Smith had 13 points, 2 rebounds, 4 assists, and 1 steal. Also for Roman Catholic, Presley had 16 points, 3 rebounds, 2 assists, 1 steal, and 1 block. Also, just wanted to remind you that RJ joined the 1,000 point club last week. So definitely, once again, congratulations to him. Also on Monday, St. Joe's Prep and LaSalle College Prep played. St. Joe's Prep with the win over LaSalle College Prep, 67-51. For prep, Les Events, like I said before, get used to that name. 23 points, 4 rebounds, 6 assists, 1 steal. For LaSalle College, Okabata, 19 points, 6 rebounds, 4 assists, 6 steals, 1 block. Just fill up the stat sheet. In the public league, Overbrook and Imhotep Charter played. Imhotep with the win over Overbrook, 76-38. Also in the public league, Bartram beat Central, 62-44. On Tuesday, Springside Chestnut Hill played Penn Charter. Penn Charter with the win by 3, 67-64. Also in the Friends League, you got Friends Central and Friends Select. Friends Select with the win over Friends Central, 68-64. Out there in Abington, aka Jenkintown, Abington High School with the win over Quakertown, 56-48. Back in the Friends League, Barak Hebrew Academy took on Germantown Friends. Germantown Friends with the win, 52-23. And the Catholic League on, let's see, this is on what, Tuesday? The Catholic League also on Tuesday, Newman Goretti and LaSalle College played. Newman Goretti with the win by 10 over LaSalle College, 65-55 for LaSalle College. Okabata, 17 points, 11 rebounds, 2 assists in the block. Njai for Newman Goretti had 20 points. 5 rebounds, 2 assists, 3 steals, and 2 blocks. And on Wednesday, Archbishop Bryant and Father Judge played. Father Judge with the win over Archbishop Ryan by 10, 74-64. Gay for Archbishop Ryan had 27 points, 4 rebounds, 1 assist, and 1 steal. Shout out to Archbishop Ryan's Matt Johnson. It was actually senior week. I think it was actually senior week last week, and I was actually watching the live stream. Definitely a great ceremony for the guards to hand over the reins to the next guards coming in. Happy senior day for Matt, and hopefully get some schools to look at him. Shout out to the Johnson family. I know they're beaming, they're proud and everything. Shout out to that whole crew out there. Shout out to my man Alex. Shout out to my man Matt, Big Matt, Little Matt. Shout out to Matt's wife Pumpkin, aka Lakeisha. Yeah, happy senior day. I can't wait to see you guys get ready to go down to the road in the playoffs and everything like that. So definitely a great moment. And it's not just from an athletic standpoint. It's for me, it's more from an academic and family standpoint, because these kids are going on, not only going on, from that chapter in basketball, but they're going on to the next chapter in their lives. Whether it be college, whether it be like a prep school, or just going to business internships, whatever the case may be. So I can't be more proud of these guys, especially like going on in their lives. And you don't hear about these guys in the papers and the news and things of that sort, because they eliminate the stigma, especially of young black males and stuff like that. Let me get off my soapbox. So, but definitely congratulations. Shout out to Archbishop Brian. Also for Archbishop Ryan, Hughes had 18 points, 7 rebounds, and 1 assist. For Father Judge, Derek Morton Rivera had 16 points, 1 assist, 16 points, 1 rebound, and 1 assist. And also last week, he as well has become Father Judge's all-time leading scorer last week. So shout out to him. Congratulations. Definitely an honor. Thursday, Friends Select and Academy of the New Church. Academy of the New Church with the win over Friends Select, 67-40. Shout out to Academy of the New Church. One of my guys, my friend's son, June. Shout out to my man June. His son, excuse me. His son, Christian, actually plays for Academy of the New Church with the varsity, but is getting some, he's getting some workouts with the varsity and stuff like that to build them up and everything like that. So hopefully can't wait to see you guys out there. Didn't get a chance to see Academy of the New Church games, like when they came over to play like Penn Charter or some of the friends schools. So yeah, I'll probably have to check them out probably come summertime, or probably catch them playoff time, like if they like come over here, or I'll catch them on the road to Hershey or something like that when all the schools they get into that playoffs. So shout out to the Academy of the New Church. Hopefully to see you again. Shout out to my man Christian Simon. Christian Simon, look for him. Christian Simon is about 6'3". He is a freshman. 6'3", plays for junior varsity. So just definitely look for him. Get your work on, Christian. Also, this past Friday, Archbishop Ryan and Lansdale Catholic played. Archbishop Ryan with the win over Lansdale, 58-56. Hopefully I'll be back tomorrow to get the rundown and the stats for that game. Also in the Catholic League of South College, Archbishop Wood played. Shout out to Archbishop Wood, man. Shout out to my man John Huggins over there, doing his thing over there. Former Roman Catholic standout who played for American University, and he got a chance. Also, he played overseas. And like John, shout out to my man John Huggs. Huggs played against all of them. He's played against anybody in that era who was like an All-American. Excuse me again. Anybody who was like an All-American, parade All-American, honorable mention, all city, all state, whatever the case may be, going pro, like the Tyson Chandlers, Eddie Currys, my man Huggs played against him. So, if you want the real story of different players and the real breakdown of, certain players and pros and stuff like that, go to the man right there. Also, definitely his workouts are like number one. Plus they all come from, from a good system, whether it's Roman Catholic, whether it's Archbishop Wood, whether it's, may he rest in peace, the great John Arnett and his workouts, stuff like that in the summertime over at Belfield, and Gusting Lake as well. Yeah. So shout out to John, shout out to Archbishop Wood. Also, I got a chance to see the Roman Catholic and Devon Prep game. Great game. I think if Devon Prep would have made more of their shots, and from what I heard, for what I've seen on the live stream, there's a lot of like non-calls that went like Roman Catholic way. I'm not saying that Roman Catholic swayed the vote, but Roman Catholic knows how to play. And sometimes I think Devon Prep was looking for the call, instead of just like playing, instead of like getting the offensive charge. They should have just got down, got low, and played defense. But it was a great game. Like I said, scrappy, bloody, gutsy, and Devon Prep came up a little short at the end. It turned pretty much to a free throw shooting contest. And of course, Roman Catholic converted all their free throws. Shout out to Sammy Jackson. Shout out to RJ. They played great out there, just moving the ball. Also breaking the press as well, because once Devon Prep threw down that I think they did a 2-2-1. They did a 2-2-1 trap, half court 2-2-1 trap, and I mean Roman Catholic was slicing right through it, which is and it just strictly straight fundamentals. You don't beat a press with dribbling. You beat a press with passing. You can only move as fast as you can't move as fast as the ball. So shout out to Roman Catholic. They move up also in the PCL rankings as well. I have those ready for you as well. Also in the Philadelphia Catholic League, Newman Goretti and Conwell Egan played. Newman Goretti with the 1-point win over Conwell Egan. Shout out to Newman Goretti. St. Joseph's Prep and Father Judge also played. Father Judge with the win, 60-49. Father Judge, I'm telling you, they are the top. Don't say I didn't warn you. LaSalle College, Archbishop Wood also played. Archbishop Wood with the win, 57-59. So here we go with the standings. Philadelphia Catholic League standings, which I think is more of the tougher competition, should I say? Hey, if you hear any different, you can get on the pod and tell me. PCL standings go like this: top 10, Archbishop Wood, Bonner and Prendy, Newman Goretti. Number 4, Archbishop Carroll. Number 5, Roman Catholic. Number 6, Father Judge. Number 7, St. Joseph Prep. Number 8, Archbishop Ryan. Number 9, West Catholic. And number 10, Devon Prep. So that would be the PCL standings for right now for this week, because it can change. It can change with a game or two, because some of these games are like, they're like a game between each other. So all it takes is somebody to lose, somebody to win, somebody loses 2, somebody wins 1, and then they're flip-flopping all over the place in the top 5. So shout out to them. In the Interact standings. Of course, Haverford is at the top, number one. Number two in the Interact would be Malvern Prep. Three, Germantown Academy. Four would be Penn Charter. Five would be Springside Chestnut Hill. And six would be Episcopal Academy. In the Friends League, at the top would be Westtown. And following that will be Academy to New Church, where they're flipping and flopping between one and two. Friends selected number three. Four is Abington Friends. Five is Friends Central. Six is the George School. Seven, Germantown Friends. Shipley. And then Barrack at the end. And the state rankings, top 20 go like this. Shout out to my Philly schools out there. The Pennsylvania boys rankings for the whole state. At one, you got Cathedral Prep. You got Newcastle High School. You got New McReady at number three. Haverford at number four. Monsignor Bonner Archbishop, a.k.a. Bonner and Prendy. At number 5, 6, Roman Catholic. 7, Central Catholic. 8, Central Dauphin. 9, Plymouth Whitemarsh. 10, Archbishop Wood. 11, Malvern Prep. 12, Shatir's Way. 13, Berks Catholic. 14, Upper St. Clair. 15, Upper Dublin. After that, 16, you have Pencrest, and you have Central York. 18, Hill School. 19, Imhotep Charter. And then at 20, you got Coatesville High School. So most of these schools, you're going to end up seeing one way or another. You're going to see them probably on the road to Hershey. So, just get used to seeing these names, get used to seeing these teams and things of that sort. Also, if you're not doing anything today, coming up soon, we got a lot of college basketball coming up, local college basketball. We got regional college basketball. Number one, Arizona is still undefeated. They are 22-0. Now, a lot of people are saying this might be the best Arizona team that has ever been coached. This is the best Arizona team ever. To me, I don't think your record really matters until you get into the tournament, because I think that 96-97 team, Arizona, and that's the team that they had, they had Bibby. I believe Mike Bibby was a Bibby was a point. Miles Simon was a 2. Michael Dickerson was a 3. The 4, that would be a throw. I believe it was it Bennett Davison? I think his name. Yeah, I think it was Bennett Davison, and the center was A.J. Bramlett. Coming off the bench was Jason Terry at the guard. Let me see. There's other couple guys that came off the bench. Eugene Henderson. A couple people coming off the bench. Just a nice stacked bench. I think Donald Harris, that's his name, my man Donald Harris with the curly hair, with the foam posits. Yeah. He was also coming off the bench as well. Until they can go through the Final Four and beat 3 number ones, in a tournament, I don't know, because most of the Arizona teams that I've seen after that had great records, they either were like number 1 or number 2 seeds. They either lost in the first, second round. I remember that year when I believe they had, was it DeAndre Ayton? I'm trying to figure out what year that was. I believe that was 2019 or 2020 or 2018. It was one of those years, and I believe they lost to Buffalo. Matter of fact, that was Dan Hurley's Buffalo that got him over from Buffalo to UConn. That was the win that got him over there. But like I said, shout out to Arizona, doing a great job over there. Great guard play as usual. Point guard, from the great guards from Steve Kerr, Sean Elliott, Mike Bibby, Jason Terry, Gardner. It just goes on. Shout out to Staff Secor, Friends Central. It just goes on and on and on. So if you're not doing anything, I believe at 4:00, Arizona plays Oklahoma State. So they're undefeated. I'm looking for Oklahoma State to beat them, because I believe Oklahoma State just beat BYU this past week, and BYU with I forgot my man's name. He's they're slating him to be like a number 1 draft pick. So I'm definitely looking for him. They actually play against Houston, as a matter of fact. Perfect segue. Houston plays BYU as well this afternoon. Florida Gulf Coast. Excuse me. If you haven't been paying attention to them, shout out to the Atlantic Sun Conference. Florida Golf Coast. I keep saying golf course. Florida Golf Course, FGCU, should I say? Um, they have a lot of Philly players on there, so definitely pay attention. Most of them are from like Imhotep, so definitely pay attention to them. They've been winning games too, so luckily you'll be seeing them in the tournament coming up. Either the tournament, worst case scenario, NIT, but I think they have a good chance of making the tournament because they're just like running through the Atlantic Sun Conference right now. Also, Temple, East Carolina play for some local college basketball, as well as LaSalle and number 19 ranked St. Louis. They're moving up in the rankings. St. Joe's and George Mason are also playing today. Drexel and Elon are playing today. They're playing at Elon, Villanova, and Georgetown. Classic Big East matchup. Seton Hall and Creighton is also playing. Definitely watch for the Seton Hall guard. Um, Jeez, I forgot his name. I gotta take a look at the roster. But I believe he is from. Is he from New Margaretti? I think he's from New Margaretti, I believe. But he plays for Seton Hall. Bucket getter, certified bucket getter, press breaker, human press breaker. Um, what up, Larry? I'm trying to, trying to hold you guys down and whatnot. It's been a minute to jump on here with the high school and college stuff. That's my thing right there. Um, Also for women's college basketball, especially for like local college basketball for my ladies out there. This Saturday, Michigan State and Penn State are also playing this afternoon. I believe they're playing like at 3 o'clock. Shout out to Penn State's Shayla Smith. You know, if you don't know, you know. Keomi McMillan from out of Bmore. Shout out. Temple in North Texas are also playing. Shout out to Temple's Sanaya Craig. We got a chance to interview her on In the Basement. Sanaya Craig and Sanaa Garrett, when they were at Jacksonville. So Sanaya Craig, look for her. She's a double machine. Dayton and St. Joe's are playing the Atlantic 10. Shout out to the friend of the program, shout out to my man Gerald. His daughter actually plays Aaliyah Sneed actually plays for St. Joe's. Definitely look out for her. I believe they play like around, I think 2 or 3 o'clock. I believe they don't play on Peacock. I think they play. Ooh, they might play on one of the college channels. I believe it might be the Atlantic 10 network. Also, NC Central and the MEAC, NC Central and Norfolk State. They tip off around same time, 3-4 o'clock. Siri Worley for Norfolk State will be hosting that. So definitely get out there and support. Basically, it's a lot of good. A little bit of college. Let's see. Cover Mark McGuire. Yeah, let's talk about Paul George. Paul George recently got suspended for 25 games. For I guess they say it's a banned substance, but to be honest with you, I think he can appeal that. Because I think he was taking that same medication, because with his mental health, and he made that public while they were in the bubble. Unfortunately, we got trashed in the bubble by the Denver Nuggets. I don't even want to go into that. That's gonna give me PTSD. But yeah, he was definitely open about that. He wasn't like really open on the type of medication that he was taking, but I guess it must have came up in the system, stating that he's not supposed to have that particular substance. But I think it's like this. I mean, if the doctor prescribed it and he has proof of it, he has real medication, then I'm sure he can appeal that. I think what's probably going to end up happening, he might take the 25 games. He might he'll take the 25 games. I'm not sure if it's without pay or with pay. He'll take the 25 games, or maybe he could peel it down to 20, get ready for playoffs. He'll be fresh. He'll be good to go. Also, here's another thing too. I also definitely want to talk about this, and this is shout out to all my hoop heads out there. In the news, there's this guy. And I think there's a couple people doing this now too. Amari Bailey. Um, I think he is. I forgot what team he's with. I know he played in the G League for a couple cups of coffee, but he wants to play. He wants to play back in the NCAAs after playing 10 games in the NBA. You know what I'm saying? So my thing is this: I thought that once you declare or you go to the pros and you get an agent and you're getting paid, you are no longer an amateur. You're a professional now. You cannot like go back. That's like, oh man, that's like you're playing. That's like you're playing down. And like he's like 20. I think he's like 25 or something like that. So it's like, you know, that kind of defeats the purpose of, I know a lot of people. It's like this. To each his own. I know a lot of people, especially some of the older guys, especially coming up, like with us. I know some of the guys when college players were saying like 3, maybe sometimes 3 and 4 years. And the reason why they stayed that extra year was because either A, they had the military obligation, ergo i.e. like playing for like the Navy or playing for Air Force or playing for Army or something like that. Shout out to the Patriot League. Thank you for your service. And or like they might go to Stanford, BYU, or they might go to like a Jesuit school or Mormon school or something like that, and they have to do like their service, things of that sort, and you get that year back. Or you could be either you have like a redshirt injury, and you get constantly redshirted, or the coach redshirts you, for the year, and you just come back, or or you just get the where it was back in the day was the old what was it called, the Prop 48, whereas like you get 1 year taken away from you because of your grades, but you come back as long as you finish up, you get your degree, you get that year back. Usually it's like that. That's what I was used to. But this guy, you're going to the NBA now. You want to come back now. My thing is, can you cut it in the NBA? I mean, I don't know what your situation is, but you're getting paid to play. I mean, now you're going to come back and you want to play in the college ranks. Now, to me, that's kind of cheating to me because you're playing with people that are like way stronger than you, and on top of that, now you're bringing that to the NBA. So you kind of have like the one up over people. So I don't know. That's just me. You know, hopefully they can have like some type of limit, maybe. Um, I don't want to say age restriction because I think everybody should get a chance to, you know, live out the whole college experience. I didn't see in some fraternities and sororities, I didn't see, underclassmen like my age. I'm pushing 50. I'll be hitting 50 like July 2nd, God willing, that are like Jordan frats and stuff like that. Shout out to the Divine Nine and everything like that too. But yeah, so yeah, let me know on come Sunday because I think we're going to be on Sunday as well. So just let me know, what's your take on that. Also, Giannis is not getting traded yet. I think he might get traded after the season once they find like enough assets that they can make up for it and things of that sort. So, but yeah, other than that, let's see. I went over the trades, went over pretty much everything else. So yeah, that was pretty much my 2 week recap. With the high school and college games, things of that sort, and also hopefully if I get the scores from Friday's games in the Catholic League, I can jump back on for another like maybe 5-10 minutes, and I'll just go over that. But if not, then you know what? Definitely, if not do anything like tomorrow, hopefully you guys are watching the Super Bowl. Let me know what your predictions are too, as well. To me, I got Seattle winning. I got Seattle winning 27-24. This is going to be it's going to be a physical. It's going to be a physical game because both teams have good defenses. But it's going to be different now because now you're playing on a neutral site. So the crowd can't kind of like give you that extra push, that extra juice of seeing what you're doing right, seeing what you're doing wrong. So it's sort of neutral, but I think Seattle's going to win because I've seen instances, and a lot of people have seen this before. No shade to the New England Patriot fans out there, or to the brand new New England Patriot fans, because now the Patriots are back in the Super Bowl. I've seen some instances where times get rough. The field gets a little, field gets a little hot out there, and Drake May drops the ball. Now with Sam Darnold's a little bit different because with Sam, I remember when we drafted Sam, like with the Jets. Shout out to my Jets out there, Jets, all gas, no brakes. And I just remember that the reason why that he was labeled that way that is because like the team that he had it really wasn't all that good. I mean, no disrespect, to the Jets, but I mean that's the type of team that we had. We were barely winning games. We really didn't have like a culture in there. We're starting to get that culture slowly but surely. And I don't think the organization gave him enough time to get some pieces around him to succeed. And that's the worst thing, a quarterback can have. It's like a quarterback's nightmare because if you have you got a system and that coordinator coach doesn't believe in that quarterback, then yeah, I mean, what's the use of you even playing? Like, because everything I'm going to do, I'm going to keep looking over my shoulder. So, but shout out to Sam Darnold because this is definitely a coming of age story, a great journey story. It's like it's a Netflix documentary waiting to happen if they win, because he went from Minnesota where he just was cooking over there, cooking. I wish I had him in my fantasy league, cooking. Then he goes to then he goes over to Seattle, and he's cooking even more, and he gets to the Super Bowl. So this is nothing but a journey that's come full circle. Hopefully, if he does win the Super Bowl. Hopefully, he gives the Jets a shout out. Probably might say kiss my butt, kiss my ass, whatever he wants to say. But I definitely have Seattle winning. Not to say I don't like New England, but as a Jets fan, I don't want New England to get another ring. I don't really. That should be our ring. You know what I'm saying? So. But yeah, so hopefully we'll get on tomorrow. Larry and I, BA, Brandon, also my baby brother, Dr. Kyle, we all get on there and we'll discuss some of the things that happened over the weekend. Also, probably more or less, we'll probably be discussing like more um, Super Bowl predictions, probably the trades that's happened with the different teams and things of that sort. And yeah, so I'm going to end it right here. Hopefully, you guys have been entertained. Hopefully, you guys have been updated with the information for high school and college and everything like that. And if anything else ensues, any other like high school scores, hopefully I can get on tonight and I can just bring you guys up to date. So you guys have a wonderful weekend. Enjoy. Shout out to everybody who chimed in. Shout out to everybody. Shout out to my other guys out there. Shout out to Larry. Shout out to Kyle. Shout out to BA. Shout out to my man Brandon, aka B, aka the Eagles fan. So shout out to everybody, and shout out to my man Shiz too for chiming in, man. Love you, bro. So and you guys have a nice weekend. If I don't get a chance to speak to you, enjoy. Peace.